Money.
So today I thought I would actually do a little self-promotion of what I do full-time, which is mortgages. And I want to bring up a couple guarantees that I have because this show is really about making money and adapting to what's happening in our local market. And those of you of my regular listeners know my full-time career is a mortgage professional. And I'm always looking for ways to be able to stand out and adjust my business according to what's happening in the current environment. And right now, if you're out there looking at properties or any of my realtors that are listening to the show, know that there's a lot of multiple offers going on, and really being able to put together an offer that's unique and will stand out in the multiple offer crowd will help you win in this arena. Now, I can't help in all areas, but I can help you when it comes to financing. So this is a shout out to my buyers that are looking at purchasing homes. And it's also a shout out to my realtor partners that are looking for a great lending partner that can help in this crazy multiple offer scenario. I want to mention two guarantees today. First is a closing guarantee. It's a $1,000 buyer 30-day closing guarantee. Now, I know a lot of lenders out there are needing 45 days to close because of issues that are coming up and timeline challenges with appraisals. We're going to talk to an appraiser a little bit later in the show today, but I'm not having challenges as far as the appraisal, so I'm able to honor a 30-day closing period. So when you're in a multiple offer scenario, going in with a 30-day close versus a 45-day close can definitely make or break that offer coming together based on that and to that closing date. Now, of course, for the guarantee, there are things that apply to the guarantee. Number one, that the contract must be received 30 days, calendar days from the scheduled close date. Now, not to say that we can't close less than 30 days, but in being able to guarantee a closing date, 30 days is what is required. Also, for a client, it is really a team effort. And one great thing about guarantees is really setting expectations of what everybody needs to do to have a successful outcome. And sometimes when you've got a guarantee attached to it, people are paying more attention to what they need to do. And it really is a team effort. It's a team effort between your mortgage professional, which in this situation would be myself, the client, as well as the real estate partner. So on the client side, talking to you as a buyer, what's most important for you is to expedite when things are being requested. First of all, you need to be pre-approved and ready to go before you make an offer. So the majority of your documentation has been collected, but there's always going to be updated documents that are coming through once the offer is accepted. So for my guarantee, I ask that documents are turned around within 24 hours of being requested. So just have that sense of urgency when your mortgage professional is requesting documentation. It can mean closing on time or not based on getting those documents turned around. Now, also client must provide payment authorization for a rush on the appraisal. So I just order all my appraisals with a rush. That's how I'm enabled not to have a challenge with the turn times for the appraisal, because it's getting ordered as soon as the offer is getting accepted. So I'm not needing to wait for disclosures to be signed and sent back, just getting a credit card. And as soon as that offer comes, that contract comes together over into our office, I'm going to immediately order the appraisal and do that on a rush. Now, the appraisal fee, yes, you can pay $595 for an appraisal. Not likely. Most of the time in this market right now, you're paying without a rush, probably about $795. Add another $150 to that for a rush, and what will happen is the appraiser is going to actually pick that appraisal up over the other one. So I know it sounds kind of crazy, but what happens if you look behind the scenes is appraisal order is submitted, and then it goes out to all of the appraisers that are part of the pool with that company. And the appraiser is going to pick and choose what appraisals they want to pick up based on two things: the actual fee associated, so what are they going to make on that appraisal, and what the estimated time that's being requested for that appraisal to come back. So just anticipate and plan on paying a rush to ensure that there's not challenges with the appraisal turn time. And then obviously my $1,000 30-day closing guarantee is based on no delays from things that are out of our control. And that would be from the seller or any property issues that may come up. If the appraiser goes out and there's work orders that need to be completed that are going to delay the closing process, then that would void the guarantee. But moving forward with your offer, having a 30-day close, and then also in that pre-approval letter, having $1,000 on the line to ensure that that closing timeline is going to be guaranteed is going to help you in a multiple offer scenario. Now, the next guarantee that I want to mention, which is unique to the market. I don't know any mortgage professional that has a guarantee to the seller based on financing, and surely not the way that this guarantee is made up. First of all, it's a $5,000 guarantee. Yes, $5,000 to the seller if for any reason the financing now falls through. Now, if there's a guarantee out in the market, I doubt it's $5,000, but there may be a seller guarantee. But let me tell you what the guarantee is going to state, that if the buyer does anything to jeopardize their financing, the guarantee is going to be void. That makes sense, right? A pre-approval is based on the information provided to the client at the time that they took loan application, which means anything that changes during the financing period, if you lose your job, you buy a new car, you get your funds from a credit card, which is not acceptable, by the way, it jeopardizes the financing, and the financing will not go through. But here's what I've done. Again, I'm trying to be unique in this market to really give my buyers and my referral partners, realtors, a step up and to be able to stand out in a multiple offer scenario. So my guarantee states that the guarantee is not subject to anything related to the borrower, i.e. loss of job, new debt, funds to close, anything that's under the borrower's control, the guarantee still stands. Now, I'm not saying to any of you buyers out there that if you get laid off from your employer, you're going to get financing. You're not. But what I'm doing is I'm backing my $5,000 guarantee regardless. So I'm looking at it as a cost of business. At a high level, I'm communicating with my buyers what they can and can't do to make sure that they don't jeopardize their financing. Now, that one-off scenario where you as a buyer lost your job and the financing's not going to go through, I'm okay paying $5,000 to the seller because I'm looking at it as a cost of business. Overall, I'm helping my buyers get their offers accepted and it financially makes sense. Now, here are what will void that guarantee. If for any reason there's property issues and the value prevents financing, the seller guarantee is void. If the seller backs out of the contract, for any reason the seller decides not to move forward, it's void. If closing extension is requested by the buyer and not granted by the seller, got to put that in there because if something comes up, again, property issues, and it takes more time and the seller's not willing to extend the closing date, that will void it. If buyer withdraws application and the seller agrees to allow him to do so, doesn't happen typically with my buyers. Once you guys are committed to moving forward with financing, usually you're not going to back out, but that is part of the requirement. And last, if a buyer decides to back out of the contract when financing is still available, obviously the guarantee is not going to be attached there. But I promise you, in a multiple offer scenario, if you have a pre-approval letter that have these two powerful guarantees, a 30-day closing guarantee and a $5,000 financing guarantee for the seller, you will stand out in a multiple offer, and it's my commitment to help you win in today's real estate market. Coming up next on the Money Hour, Brian Lundquist with Lundquist Appraisal. What's happening in the appraisal arena? Right here on 1150 AM KKNW after the short break.